Happy Saturday to everybody out there. Have some stories for you here in the DFW area, as well as the whole state of Texas. First, I want to talk about a rapper who was arrested after he got pulled over. They found he had guns and he also had weed in his truck. I've never heard of him, but seems to be pretty popular based on the numbers, his YouTube subscribership, and the amount of views he gets. Let's see, there's also a woman accused of scamming an elderly couple in Garland. This woman has big, giant lips, so big they might cover up her entire face. What else? Houston homeowner shoots 2 potential intruders and they don't survive. I think we can all be okay with that. White Castle coming to Texas. I've never had White Castle, so we'll get into that. A San Antonio teen arrested in connection of violent acts. Let's get started here with Big X the Plug being arrested.
North Texas rapper Big X the Plug spent the morning of his new album release in the Dallas County Jail. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. The 27-year-old was arrested last night, accused of illegally carrying a firearm and marijuana. He walked out of jail this afternoon and did not answer any questions. Instead, just kept repeating the name of his new album. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager was at the jail when the...
I mean, that's one way to get your album promoted. When you're on a camera like that, and you know, it's good publicity for your album. So yeah, there you go. Just keep name dropping and keep saying the name of your album.
At least happened. Peyton.
Hi, Steve and Heather. Yeah, Big X the Plug was pulled over by police Thursday evening and then booked here at the Dallas County Jail 2 a.m. Friday morning. And then he bonded out about 12 hours later this afternoon. He used that moment to talk about his new album to reporters, which was also released today. With a smile on his face, Dallas rapper Big X the Plug bonded out of the Dallas County Jail Friday afternoon.
I hope you're happy. I'm out of the way.
And he didn't answer any questions other than promoting his new album, which was also released on Friday. Big X the Plug's real name, 27-year-old Xavier Landum. Landum was booked overnight on 2 misdemeanor charges: possession of marijuana, less than 2 ounces, and unlawful possession of a firearm. The rapper was scheduled to make an appearance late Thursday evening at the Deep Ellum Club Cash Cow, a party to celebrate his new music. However, just hours before, he was arrested in Pleasant Grove. Just before 9 p.m. Thursday, an officer said he noticed a Ram truck pull out of Williams Chicken without a front license plate. According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained on Friday, Dallas police were already patrolling Great Trinity Forest Way due to a tip about a car club meetup. The officer conducted a traffic stop and asked Landum if he had any weapons in the vehicle. Landum replied,
"Hey, Williams Chicken is good, by the way.
Mine is under my armrest." Police say they found 2 firearms and a small amount of marijuana. They also found Landum's name in a gang database documented by Arlington police, which makes it a misdemeanor for him to possess a firearm in Texas. Back in February, Landum was arrested by Arlington police on 1 count of marijuana possession, less than 2 ounces. That charge was later dismissed. He also made headlines over the summer when he shut down Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge to shoot a music video with country singer Shabuzi, a shoot that was permitted by the city of Dallas. As for Friday, the rapper was rushed off in a vehicle ready and parked outside the jail. And his attorney gave reporters this statement.
We're going to work vigorously for our client because it just is what it is. It's 2 misdemeanors and people are trying to make it a felony and it's not.
Big X the Plug was also supposed to have an album release party tonight at a local Wingstop here in Dallas. However, Wingstop announced this afternoon that party tonight was canceled. So reporters asked Big X the Plug if he would reschedule, and he said yes before he was taken away in that vehicle.
Well, I wish him the best of luck with his new album. Well, I looked him up. He has over 1 million, almost 1.4 subscribers on YouTube. And one of his songs actually has 31 million views. I mean, I've never heard of this guy before until this happened. So now that has led me to go to his YouTube page and check him out. And the song I mentioned, I don't remember the name, is actually pretty good. So Big X the Plug arrested on marijuana possession. Album's already dropped. I'll check out the numbers later, see how it did. But yeah, look, I don't listen to music as much as I used to. I don't know a lot of these rappers that are up and coming, especially in my area. I don't know much about what's going on as far as music is concerned. You know, times have changed. I just don't really listen to music like I used to, like I said. So yeah, let's get into this story here. Woman accused of scamming elderly couple in Garland. This is interesting. Woman with lips, giant balloon lips. I mean, this is, these types of things make you age horribly. Jessica Bao, I don't know if I said that correctly, of Frisco, is accused of scamming an elderly Garland couple's life savings. The husband and wife withdrew $25,000 in cash from their bank account because they got a call from someone claiming to be from the bank and the FBI. Take a good look at those lips one more time. Goodness gracious. And she's older than she looks. Yeah. She's older than she actually is. She looks older than she actually is. Garland police arrested a 22-year-old woman, she looks about 35, who allegedly stole $25,000 from an elderly couple's life savings. What we know. Police said officers were called to a Chase Bank on August 6th after an 80-year-old man and his 77-year-old wife reported they were tricked into withdrawing money from their account. The victims told investigators they received a phone call from someone claiming to be from Chase and the FBI. The caller convinced them to withdraw $25,000 in cash and bring it to someone in a remote parking lot who identified herself as an FBI agent. You know, it's so sad when people get, elderly people get scammed like this because, I mean, I don't know, they're targeted because of their age. And me personally, somebody told me to go withdraw a bunch of money. I'm not going to do it. That's just me. The investigators later identified that the woman was a 22-year-old Jessica Bahu of Frisco. She was arrested on Wednesday and charged with the exploitation of elderly, which is a third-degree felony. She was released from the Garland Detention Center after posting a $100,000 bond. Oh my. How did she get all that money? This must have been from money she had stolen in the past or something. I don't know. I mean, she has the money to pay for these giant lips. Wonder how much those lips cost, the injections. 22 looking about 35. Look, I had a car accident a few years ago, and the girl who hit me, she T-boned me, is blowing through the light, and I assumed she was on her phone or her lips were covering the steering wheel. She couldn't see where she was going. Her lips were so damn big. Yeah, crazy stuff. But it's really sad to see these type of things happen to the elderly, where it's a vulnerable population, and women like this scam them often. People in general. Yeah, wild stuff. All right. So we have a heartwarming story for you here. 2 potential intruders were shot and they did not survive. This is a very good story, so we would check out what the lieutenant of the Houston Police Department has to say in detail of what happened.
Good evening, Lieutenant Khan with the Houston Police Department. At about 11 p.m. this evening, officers of Eastside Patrol Division received a home invasion call in the 4800 block of Bell Knoll. As officers were arriving, they were receiving updates that there were 2 masked men at the complainant's house, the caller's house, stating that they were police and that they were here to serve a warrant. And then shortly after, they heard that the caller had been shot at. That's what they received over their call slip. That the caller had been shot at through the door, and then the homeowners returned fire and struck both of the suspects that were at their door. The suspects were wearing bulletproof vests and had some sort of badge around their neck, and were wearing ski masks as well. So right now,
I mean, yeah, no law enforcement is going to come with ski masks randomly in the middle of the night and bulletproof vest on. Yeah, bulletproof vest, obviously, but you see somebody with ski mask at your door, I think you know what to do.
Now we don't have ages on the suspects. They look to be younger, maybe at the most like in their 30s. And the complainants are okay. They're not struck. They're not injured. These suspects have both been pronounced deceased. Officers upon arrival did attempt CPR, but realized shortly after that, they were already deceased. So that's what we have right now. If anyone has any information regarding this incident or knows anything about this incident, we are going to contact Crime Stoppers and the HPD Homicide Division.
So were the homeowners injured at all, or anybody in the house injured?
No, thankfully the homeowners are okay. They became suspicious because, they have a ring camera too, and the suspects were saying that they had a warrant, but, it's just two people and they're masked up and no police cars, no lights or anything like that. So they immediately became suspicious.
I mean, that's terrifying. Those cameras are very useful, but obviously didn't deter them, but that's terrifying. To see somebody, two men with ski masks at your front door at night, 11 o'clock at night. Mm-mm.
And thankfully no one else is hurt.
So what are the suspects able to get inside the house, or they all happen to have outside?
No, they were not able to get inside. Again, right now, this is preliminary information from what I've been told. The suspects initially shot first through the front door, and then the complainants, the homeowners, returned fire through the door. And
they couldn't make it inside because the bullet stopped them. That's terrifying, absolutely terrifying stuff, but they were prepared. Look, I don't know if this was targeted or not. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons why somebody would want to do that, randomly choose your house and attempt to break in. They may have known them. They may know there's something in there that they want. A police officer once told me a lot of the times when people break into your home because they know there's something behind those doors that they want. I mean, not 100% of the time, but a lot of the times that's the case. So, we don't know. We'll find out more as the story develops, but that's a heartwarming story for you right there. They got blown away. All right, so next is Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum, if you're not familiar, it's a very popular entertainment area in Dallas. And I don't go there at all. I don't go to Dallas particularly often unless I have to. Traffic is crazy and I try to avoid Dallas. But Deep Ellum is very popular, and I've noticed there's been a lot of crimes over the past couple of months happening. I report on a shooting that happened there between two boneheads. Somebody touched a guy's car, then they start opening fire at each other, and the girl that was with the guy died. It's just crazy. All right, let's check it out. The city announces a short-term plan to curb Deep Ellum crime.
The Dallas City Councilman who represents Deep Ellum is taking some new steps to try to reduce crime in his district. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. People who live and work in the entertainment district, they say they want to see results. Fox 4's Alex Boyer heard the councilman outline his plan today. Alex joins us live. What can you tell us?
Hey guys, it's been exactly 1 month since Councilman Jesse Moreno last met with frustrated business owners and residents who are really concerned about the uptick in violent crime over the past summer months in the entertainment district there. Today, Moreno unveiled a short-term plan, and part of it consists of increasing police and code enforcement officers in the area.
Optimistic, but as always, until we see a tremendous amount of change, it's hard to say how I feel.
Alan Faulkner is one of several Deep Ellum business owners frustrated with a summer spat of shootings that have seemingly overshadowed Dallas's popular entertainment district.
I know businesses down here are suffering, businesses are closing.
On Friday, he and others attended a community meeting hosted by city and community leaders working together to find a solution.
It's been a hard summer, but I got to tell you, I feel energized.
Councilman Jesse Moreno detailed nearly a dozen steps they're taking to address the problem. The most immediate and visible will be an increased police and code enforcement presence in Deep Ellum.
We have to have a thriving night economy, but it has to be a safe one.
In response to the crime concerns, the city of Dallas recently ordered the temporary closure of Rodeo Dallas. Dallas police say the bar is a hub of violence and crime in Deep Ellum, and that officers assigned to the district end up spending most of their shift keeping an eye on the establishment. In court, the bar's representatives said Rodeo Dallas is taking steps to address the complaints and improve crowd control. And as the legal process plays out, Councilman Moreno says the increased police presence, which includes mounted patrol, can focus on other safety issues in the area.
I have seen firsthand that when problematic clubs are not in operation, DPD can walk our sidewalks to address things as public intoxication, open containers, illegal alcohol vending sales, and we've been able to increase those numbers to keep Deep Ellum safe when it comes to quality of life.
DPD recently closed several roads in the district in an effort to minimize crime. A major overseeing the operation said this weekend they'll reopen Indiana at Malcolm X to see how it goes. Mary Clark lives on that street.
I need a little more action going, not just here's what we have in store for the future, but everybody wants now. There's some.
Well, yeah, when it comes to safety, you want immediate changes.
Real concerns that need some immediate attention.
And Councilman Moreno tells me that come this fall, that is when city staff will deliver their proposal, which will include solutions related to zoning as well as non-zoning tools to continue addressing quality of life as well as public safety concerns in Deep Ellum. In the meantime, though, Councilman Moreno is urging folks who are interested in what's happening there to attend 2 upcoming budget town hall meetings that will take place next week. We've included that information on our website, fox4news.com. Just search for this story. Back to you.
All right, that's Alex Boyer.
Deep Ellum. I don't go out anymore. Those days are long gone. I mean, go out to bars and stuff like that. Deep Ellum, Uptown Dallas, 7th Street and Fort Worth. The 7th Street and Fort Worth saw an uptick in crime as well. They've done some things to address that issue, but I report on a couple of stories of shootings that happened over there. And I used to go to 7th Street all the time. 7th Street was a lot of fun. Some good bars there. They used to have a movie tavern. I don't know if it's still there, but Deep Ellum, I'm not Deep Ellum, but 7th Street was nice. I mean, I haven't been there in a while, like I said, but yeah. Let me know what you think. Do you go out still to bars and clubs and these entertainment areas? Or do you avoid these places where a lot of things can happen? Different people from all over the place coming here, and a lot of riffraff is drawn. Yeah. All right. Next story is a San Antonio teen arrested in connection to a string of robberies. I think the haircut says it all when you see this guy.
Yeah, also, a teen accused in a string of violent robberies is now behind bars. Police say 18-year-old Manuel Morgan shot a woman multiple times after robbing her at gunpoint.
Yeah, he's also linked to other armed holdups across San Antonio. KENS 5 Vanessa Groy has more on those charges and how'd they track this guy down, Vanessa?
Audrey Berry, according to police, these are ambush attacks, luring the victims through social media in a ruse to sell items at a meetup point. But the unknowing victims instead were held at gunpoint. And this same suspect is also
people have to be careful with that stuff.
Connected to another robbery at South Park Mall.
All right, the haircut. I think the haircut says it all. I think the haircut says a lot. A lot of people call that the Edgar haircut. As I've noticed a lot of things, when I see things like this on YouTube, a lot of these crimes, a lot of these young guys have these haircuts, and it's never anything good.
a few months ago. Well, according to an arrest warrant, 18-year-old Manuel Morgan shot a woman multiple times after he and 3 other teens robbed her. It happened around 1:30 a.m. on April 2nd off the 4100 block of Desert View. Now, police say the same group, there's 4 involved in this robbery, and their MO is to lure a victim via social media to a location around a neighborhood off First View Drive. That's on the northeast side off Parambital. One victim arrives. Morgan and another teen robbed the victim at gunpoint. And in this case, a juvenile suspect contacted the 19-year-old woman on Instagram. Morgan and the
See, if I'm going to buy something from somebody or sell it to them, and they want me to meet somewhere, it has to be in a very busy parking lot. I've only done that one time, maybe once or twice. I haven't done it in a long time, but I prefer to meet daytime, very, busy area, just so no crazy stuff would happen. I mean, I don't want to meet in some neighborhood at night. That's crazy.
The other teens then robbed the woman, according to police. And when she tried to drive away in fear for her life, Morgan shot her multiple times. The victim was able to drive a block away and call for help. And she was rushed to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And then Morgan is also facing charges connected to a violent robbery at Macy's at South Park Mall. It happened last month when police say Morgan tried to run out of the store with stolen merchandise. When a loss prevention officer tried to stop him, he pulled out a gun and pointed it at the employee. Now, Morgan is also facing charges.
I remember that story, and I was going to report on it, but it got away from me. But yeah, I remember that story. And there was another situation that happened in the same area, and it looked like this guy was a part of that as well. Yeah.
Just for another armed robbery happening earlier this month, and we're working to get those details. And he's a person of interest in 2 other armed robberies happening around the same time in April, but has not yet been charged with those robberies. But right now, he's in the Bexar County Jail facing multiple charges. His total bond set at more than $350,000. Audrey, Barry, back to you.
Yeah, also,
Let's hope this guy stays behind bars and will not be getting out anytime soon because he's a menace to society. I think the haircut alone needs to keep him behind bars for as long as possible. All right, I'm going to close out with this right here. White Castle to open its first Texas location. I've never had White Castle, honestly. All right, let's get into this. The famous Ohio-based fast food burger joint White Castle made a Texas-sized announcement on Thursday. White Castle, Dallas. What we know. White Castle executives were in the colony on Thursday morning to announce that a new restaurant will be built at Grandscape. It will be located near Grandscape Boulevard on Destination Drive and is expected to open next summer. Grandscape is actually pretty nice. They have a nice outdoor area. It's a nice outdoor shopping area. Lots of restaurants and places to drink and have a lot of fun. It's actually, I really like Grandscape. Been there multiple times. It's over there by the Nebraska Furniture Mart. Everything is bigger in Texas, even the Crave. And White Castle is on his way to satisfy that legendary crave. It's true, the time is approaching when the scent of sliders will waft through the air of a previously unslithered realm. It will be a place of happiness and a place of laughter and a place for those sumptuous sliders we all want so badly right now. White Castle CEO said the company has been looking around Texas to find the best location for its expansion. She says, today we are super excited to announce our first White Castle in the great state of Texas here in the colony. There are lots of people from the Midwest. There are lots of people from the Northeast where they have grown up on sliders and moved to Texas, and we want to be able to satisfy their crave here and with a brand new White Castle. White Castle was founded in Wichita, Kansas in 1921 by Ingram's great-grandfather, serving 2x2-inch sliders that are steamed, grilled, and a bed of onions with the pickle. The chain that has 340 locations in the Midwest and on the East Coast also offers sliders in the frozen food section of grocery stores throughout the United States. I think I did have the frozen ones. I think I did have those a while back. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you have not, if this is your first time tuning in, if you're just tuning in, feel free to go back and watch the previous stories I did. A Dallas rapper arrested, a woman with giant lips, scammed an elderly couple in Garland. Houston homeowners blow away 2 potential intruders with ski masks on. So feel free to go back and watch that when this is over. Like, share, and subscribe. I do this on most Saturdays. I give you a roundup of a few Texas stories I couldn't make it to during the week. I do a lot of Texas videos, Texas-based stories, and also some stories around the United States. I will leave that right there, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.